What's good? What's good? I'm back once again. Yours truly, one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast, your source for music, sports, politics, sport events, and more. Um, Before I get started, I'm going to react to a video of Tim Pool and him talking about the Twitter purge has begun. That users are saying their followers are dropped. And before we do that, we're going to get into a word of our sponsors. But once again, I reacted to a video about it before, but I just want to give my condolences and say rest in peace to rapper Takeoff from the Migos, who was murdered last night. Definitely has an effect on me. He was my favorite Migos rapper, and I promote hip hop music for a living, and I'm a hip hop artist myself. And I wouldn't be where I am today without hip hop music. So, condolences to his family. Rest in peace. Definitely a sad, sad day. Nothing to be happy about today, but the show must go on and work must go on because life still goes on. And let's get into a word from one of our sponsors.
That lit, that slap. It is that one. That hey, everybody talking about Dizzle new drink. They like that's that turn. That lit, that slap. It is that one. That hey, everybody talking about Dizzle new drink. They like.
Do you Dizzle? If you Dizzle, go to dizzlebrand.com. Dizzle is a premium luxury liqueur mixed with agave tequila, French cognac, and orange liquor mango mix. Just throw your Dizzle on ice, and it's nice. If you want to order your very own bottle or bottles of Dizzle premium luxury liqueur, just go to dizzlebrand.com, click on our locations, click on one of the top 3 website links, and you must be 21 and over. Shipping and handling is included. You can order your very own bottle or bottles. Below that is locations in California, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Arkansas. Little Rock, here we come. Okay, let's pull it up. Let's see what Tim Pool and the guys have to say.
Twitter users report losing thousands of followers as Elon Musk formally takes over the platform and sets to work on bot cleaning. He says he hasn't changed it's like the content moderation. But take a look at this. Kate Smith says, wow, I lost a few hundred followers overnight. Welcome to Twitter, Elon. People are saying I lost followers. One person with the Ukrainian flag in their profile, I lost 50 followers. Yeah, you know what I think? Said it before, I'll say it again. Twitter was propping up fake accounts to make it look like the left was more prominent than they were because the right is more prominent. Right. And they were banning people on the right and shadow banning them to make it seem like they were less prominent. They put their thumb on the scale.
And this is so important when you talk about politicians, you talk about their staff, you talk about the decisions that happen in Washington. They see Twitter as really what's the viewpoint of the vast majority of people, their constituents, what's the public's, view on things, but it's a completely manipulated, audience pool. I mean, if it was a congressional district, it'd be like a D+70. It's not something that exists in the real world. And it's all about the perception that they're creating, the illusion they're creating. And it's not just the likes, it's not just the follows. It's even the comments. I mean, you see those memes that go around where it's all the same comment that's being shared every time a major news cycle hits. And I'm glad he's going after it. And it's also noticeable. It's these left-wing accounts claiming they're losing followers, which were bots. A few weeks ago, it was right-wing.
Hey, hold on, let me pump the brakes, though. Losing 100 followers or 50 followers doesn't really constitute for bots. It could just be 100 motherfuckers got tired of your ass and unfollowed you all at once. You could have said something that fitted 100 people at once, and you never know, man. But like, if you lose thousands of followers, then we could say, hey, yeah, they're purging bots. But 50 to 100 followers doesn't really indicate or constitute to, hey, they're purging bot accounts. So we got to pump the brakes on that. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing online advertising since MySpace days, and I've seen when Twitter first got big and Facebook. I've seen the ups and downs of this bot world, and 50 to 100 doesn't really necessarily say bot. Not when you got a ton of followers anyways. It could say you pissed off a bunch of people. It could say that they were real accounts that just aren't posting on Twitter no more. And that's the thing. they purge not just bot accounts, they purge inactive accounts as well. All right, let's keep it moving, huh? All right, let's keep it moving. See what else they got to say about this. Come on, video.
Around where it's all the same comment that's being shared every time a major news cycle hits. And I'm glad he's going after it. And it's also noticeable. It's these left-wing accounts claiming they're losing followers, which were bots. A few weeks ago, it was right-wing accounts claiming they lost followers who were real people.
They're saying it's people quitting the platform.
In protest.
So what? Is
part of
the
it.
4,000 followers a bunch of conservatives joining the platform? I don't believe it because Twitter recommends leftist accounts, not right-wing accounts.
First, leftists, they'll never follow through on their threats to quit. They never move to Canada, for example. So I doubt that they actually, are quitting Twitter right now. So it's certainly bots. That was something he brought up, and that was something that came up, in the evaluation talks when they were first, in talks to buy. It was the bot issue. I mean, that's a fundamental issue.
It could be that Elon immediately went after the bots. First thing he did.
His first task, yeah.
Yeah, and so, I'll say maybe I want to see some changes faster than he can go about it. Maybe Elon is like, the bots got to go first.
And advertisers are on board with that if we want to go back to the finance, because they want real,
Clean
legitimate, clean, metrics. They don't want bots.
Or maybe just to investigate to see what was going on, to see what the algorithm really was, to see how it was being manipulated, to see who was being punished for what. I think there needs to be a long investigation into what is essentially potentially very illegal activities with election interfering done by Twitter. So that's a very serious accusation, but only someone who just acquired a company is.
And let me stop real quick. That's another thing that the left is going batshit crazy about. Is Elon going to uncover the suppression of information, the suppression of conservative politicians on the platform, conservative views, or anything of that nature? So let's keep it moving. But they're definitely scared there's going to be some exposure going on here.
Illegal activities with election interfering done by Twitter. So that's a very serious accusation, but only someone who just acquired a company is going to be looking into that right now as we're speaking.
And we have to give him more credit. I do agree with you. He's coming into a company where the workforce that exists is largely hostile.
Hates him.
He needs to fire 70%. I think he could probably fire 90%. He is in a good position that he could bring over some loyal, staff and support from, Tesla, some of his engineers there, et cetera. But it is going to take a period of time, just from a logistical, technical perspective, to dig into this and actually find out what's going on behind the scenes, how it can be rectified, how it can be.
And how do you undo it?
No, guys, he's not going to endear himself to the employees after he just fired Ligma Johnson.
Ligma Johnson was asking for it, though.
Who is this Ligma Johnson?
Ligma Johnson is on local news and a very serious person.
This is real. This is really his name.
Yes.
I think it was like it was two guys. It was like Rahul Ligma and Daniel Johnson.
Were they got fired? Is that a real
No, there
story?
were trolls. They showed up to Twitter HQ with boxes.
That is awesome.
And
I think
then
he
the
would have
media
fired
was like,
Ligma
I think they're going to get hired.
They thought they got fired automatically. Yeah.
Turns out.
Ligma
If you're looking for a
Johnson.
job, I mean, honestly, if you're a free software developer and you want to get involved, keep your eyes on Twitter because he's going to be hiring. Or it can just be a community project. We don't need to wait.
He's going to be firing.
He's going to be opening up a lot of
So much.
positions. But the thing is, I don't think Twitter needs, I don't know where they have 5,000 employees. I mean, if you're running a free software decentralized network, you need the world's community to be involved. And you don't need to pay them.
There's so much dead weight there.
Can I show you this, guys? Parag Agrawal's salary was $30.4 million in 2021. Ned Segal was $18.9 million. Vijaya was $17 million. Sean Edgett, his compensation was unclear. He was the one who had to be escorted out of the building, which is really interesting. Wow. So what is this? A former COO, Sarah Personet, was handed $11.2 million as part of Musk's house clearance. I want you to think about $30.4 million. And I'd like to ask you, what do you do with that money? What do you do with it?
I was going to say what they did for it, but
No, I mean, he's
All right, so I'm not gonna get into the whole video. I'm just gonna talk about the bot issue. Like, do they think purging might be going on? But normally, you'll see thousands or millions of followers drop off of celebrity accounts and all types of accounts at once. Like 50 to 100 followers doesn't really say, hey, purge is going on. It could just say, like they said, people leaving the platform. It could just be inactive accounts. It could be that somebody tweeted something, pissed off 100 out of 10,000 people, and they unfollowed it once. I don't think Elon can fix the bot problem. Why is that? Because what's going to happen? This is how it works. Twitter's done purges before. It's not like Twitter's not purged bot accounts, and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. They've done purges before. They purge inactive accounts, and they kind of label them into the categories of bot accounts. What happens is these people that do these bots, these Russian bot guys or whatnot, once you purge all these accounts, all they're going to do is take a software that's going to create about, thousands of more and hundreds of thousands of more accounts, because all they do is create a bunch of accounts. They use these accounts for actions like, following accounts, liking accounts, comment on accounts, retweeting content to accounts. And that's the thing. When you get into social media, Twitter, you can bot every aspect of it. Instagram, you can bot every aspect. Facebook, you can bot every aspect. YouTube, you can bot every aspect. The only platform that you can't bot every aspect, and this is why the platform is winning, because anybody botting is just, it's a complete waste of time. And it's TikTok. Because you know what aspect you can't bot on TikTok is a dance challenge. When people actually do dance challenges to music or some other challenge, or they're actually doing duets to your posts. An actual real person duetting and doing dance challenges or any kind of TikTok challenge is an aspect that really can't be botted. You can't bot a real person dance, seeing a dance and doing the same exact dance. That's why TikTok is winning, because you can't buy every aspect. And it's the only platform that I don't even worry about, are they botted up? I just look and see, oh, do they got a ton of views, likes, comments, shares? Oh, yeah, let's go with it. It's just Instagram and all these other platforms that you got to do a little bit of extra. You can't just go off of engagement. You got to really look at the engagement and say, oh, you got to look at the comments. You got to compare the average amount of likes and views and everything on these other platforms. So I don't know that Elon can fix the botting anyways. And if he can, oh man, I mean, Elon is truly, truly a genius. But once you purge accounts, they're just going to take their account creators, and create a bunch of more accounts and use these new accounts for actions. Because all they got to do is create new email addresses. They create new email addresses, then they create new accounts. There's plenty free email providers out there like Gmail and mail.com and Yandex and AOL. There's just so many of them. They just create free email accounts all day. Then they take these accounts and they create bot accounts on social media. Then they take these logins for these accounts and they put it into a bot that does actions that might just go and follow a bunch of accounts, or might just do likes, or might just do comments. So I don't know that he can stop something that's been going on since social media has been invented. Ever since social media has been invented, they've been using bots. They've been manipulating the numbers, and this idea, there's a saying called numbers never lie. Well, that changed when social media came out and people started botting social media. I think they've been botting since the MySpace days, to be honest with you, and maybe before that. As soon as somebody said, hey, I can create a bunch of fake accounts and create a software that does an action, the software is probably simple as hell to create. Because when you see the bot softwares, they look so simple. They're just so simple looking. They're probably simple softwares. Simple action, and it logs in an account and just goes, likes, follows, or does whatever. So I don't know that Elon can fix the bot issue. But that's not really the important part about him buying Twitter. The most important part about him buying Twitter is the fact that he's not going to censor people over free speech, that he's not going to allow liberals to just censor conservatives. And that's the most important part that matters, that we actually have a place that we don't get censored, because everybody else is censoring. I had a video removed for misinformation, which was complete horseshit and bullshit. It was not misinformation. I was calling out a hypocrisy and a double standard. I was not basically saying I agree with what I was calling out or anything of that nature. I wasn't saying that it was true. I was just calling out an hypocrisy, a double standard. That when one person says something, one person to say something and it's fine, but then another person says the same exact thing and all hell breaks loose. So once again, I'll thank you for tuning in. I don't think Elon's going to be able to fix the bot situation, but we'll see how it goes with the free speech and the censorship on Twitter, and see if he allows people. I expect to see Trump and Andrew Tate and a few other people. I think the Babylon Bee back on the platform as well. Once again, I'll thank you for tuning in. Peace.